Hello, welcome to the Amusing Show. I'm Kyle C. Haight.
Oh my god!
That's brisk, baby! And this is Chris Toll.
Hello.
And what we have just done is in support of ALS. As you know, the Ice Bucket Challenge is sweeping social media this summer. And to that end, we have poured this freezing cold bucket of ice water over ourselves in support of ALS. I have made a $10 donation to ALS. I know, Chris, you intend to do the same, don't you?
We're done soon.
You see a lot of these videos take place online, and a lot of people neglect to mention that it is, in fact, for ALS. So, to that end, if you are going to partake in the Ice Bucket Challenge, we encourage you to make a donation of your choosing at www.als.ca. That was good. So when you pour that ice water on my back like that, it's like every muscle in my back like all seized up, and now it's like all sore and tense and whatnot up in there. That was painful. I wasn't expecting that.
Should have more cold water baths. Apparently it's good for you.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's good to tense up every now and then.
Well, I would think in your particular line of work, you live a very tense job.
Fair.
So yeah.
It's tense because I want to do more and I can't do anything. But yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about it actually. I have to sign papers.
Oh really?
Top secret.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone loves a good mystery.
Yeah.
This week on The Amusing Show, we've got a lot of fun things planned. You already have seen us partake in the Ice Bucket Challenge. And there's another challenge coming up in just a little while there. But first, why don't you tell me what movies you've been watching lately?
Well, after my enjoyment of the two new Planet of the Apes, I decided to go back and watch the first original Planet of the Apes. Do you know what year that was shot in?
I believe it was 1968? 9?
Okay.
It was in the 60s, definitely.
Start off, I think it's an absolutely horrible film.
Oh, you've just made a lot of people mad by saying that.
It's great. Well, I like sci-fi.
Okay.
And
Who doesn't?
Yeah, the premise of sci-fi, I like hard sci-fi, where it's a situation that's kind of believable, and it's well thought out, and all that jazz.
Sure. And you're saying that isn't in the Planet of the Apes,
not
the
at
first
all.
one? Really?
Okay, so they send the Earth's best and brightest scientists to find a new planet.
Yeah.
They land on a random planet, and the first thing they encounter is horses, corn, and a species that speaks English. And it can also read English handwriting. And they seem to think they're on a foreign planet.
Right.
They don't put together anywhere in the mind. The fact that there's a freaking horse and corn. These are the brightest people in the world and can't realize that, these things...
So your argument is anyone who has been able to master the art of spaceflight for an extended period of time should have been able to piece together that they weren't on an alien planet, that it was Earth the entire time.
It was very blatant.
Fair enough.
And to top that off, even the fact that they're still speaking English, in over 12,000 years, or 1,200, or whatever the number is.
It was a long time that, because of the time distortion.
Language would have deteriorated.
Yeah.
English would not have been still a language at that point. And the fact that they were able to read English handwriting with no problem just shows that it was just not thought out.
So that was a deal breaker for you. You did not like the Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes, because of, I guess it's a plot hole.
Yeah. Also, the other thing frustrated me, Buddy gets shot in the throat and can't talk.
Right.
So it's uh-oh, can't talk. Better act like a retarded monkey. His IQ dropped, how much is it's you're an intelligent species. There's a whole lot more you can do to communicate than just go...
Right. Well, I mean, I thought that fit in with, the premise of the film. Doesn't Charlton Heston's girlfriend, Nova, she can't speak at all, right?
Actually, that's another point I have on this film.
Really?
Well, this is his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
She has, an IQ of 20?
Something like that.
She's effectively, she is an ape in a human body.
Right.
And this man's like, hey, baby, you're mine.
Yes,
Even though you're, technically retarded.
Yes, but the point is, Charlton Heston is on the planet of the so-called Planet of the Apes, and it's one of the only few other human, brethren, if you will, even though she's a lady.
I give him that, but it's just so willing to, take claim to a woman who, doesn't even understand what the hell's going on around her.
I see. And that was a deal breaker for you. Then you did not like the food. What about the sequel, Beneath the Planet of the Apes?
It made it...
just made it worse.
About half an hour into that, and I was like, oh god.
Really?
Yeah, it was just... And I guess, the acting doesn't help. But, that's a sign of the times. But the cinematography is awful. And I've seen, films from the 1920s that had, better cinematography. So they can't use the excuse, just in the 70s, people decided to start using shitty camera techniques.
So when you make reference to silent films from the 20s that have better cinematography, you were thinking of Fritz Lang's Metropolis, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's no denying that.
If there's a 50-year time span there, and the fact that in those 50 years, cinematography downgraded, I don't accept that as... I'm trying to think of, a contemporary film of that time.
Of the
when was
late
Apocalypse
60s?
Now shot?
Apocalypse Now is 1977, I want to say.
Okay, that's still 10 years.
Yeah, it's in the same time frame. How about 2001: A Space Odyssey? That would be at the same time as the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh, there we go. See, that is a believable sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it was shot well.
Mm-hmm. Well, kudos to Stanley Kubrick for,
being awesome.
Well, yeah, among other things. But I mean, it's just attention to detail and everything. Like, stuff that would never be able to be read on screen, he actually, personally authored himself, as far as I know. Like, the instructions on the zero-gravity lavatory, that you get a quick close-up of, and it's fully, it's like a fully operational deal that he, insisted was in the movie for scientific accuracy.
Yeah, but that's what scientific accuracy. That's sci-fi. That is what I enjoy about sci-fi.
Okay.
Is that, taking you to another world that somebody actually composed. Even fantasy sci-fi, as long as it's still done believably. Where I guess Planet of the Apes is just hokey.
I guess I never really considered it that way. I always looked at the original Planet of the Apes as, sort of a landmark film in cinematic history. I mean, everyone is at least... That's one of those films that everyone has at least a passing knowledge of, right? Everyone's sort of heard of the Planet of the Apes.
So I've heard of it my whole life, and I was like, okay, I should probably finally watch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it just didn't live up to expectations. What about, important pieces of literature that you hear about for many, many years, possibly for your entire life, and then when you actually sit down and read it, you find that you didn't enjoy the story at all?
Which doesn't happen too often. I guess I just find that maybe it's harder for, a book to gain popularity and get that kind of, I want to say stigma, what's the word I'm looking for? Notoriety, I don't know. Or...
Notoriety?
Notoriety, that's the word.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
No,
yeah, because for someone to sit down and read a book, that's commitment of hours and hours and hours. So for somebody to finish that book and be like, this is a good book, and then someone else reads it, and it's like, oh wow, this is a good book. And then, Planet of the Apes, you just sit down, 2 hours, you're done, you can just agree with everyone, and that's it. It takes no commitment or actual research into it. It doesn't take a skill. Reading's a skill.
Right.
Watching a movie is completely passive.
It is a passive experience, certainly, but I mean, criticizing and scrutinizing a movie is
that's what I do best.
That's an in-depth field right there. I mean, it takes a keen eye to notice certain things about film that is subtle and otherwise. Like we already mentioned, the illegible instructions in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Can you think of anything else along that line where it would just be an extreme attention to detail that you would think would go over most of the audience's head, but...
wasn't even the lack of attention to detail.
That's what breaks it for Planet of the Apes.
Consistently lack of detail.
Fair enough.
And there's some other things.
So I'm taking it that you're not going to be jumping on board to see Escape from the Planet of the Apes or the other two sequels from the 70s or anything like that.
No.
For my money, the two Charlton Heston films, the first one was, I enjoyed it for being, like I said, a piece of cinematic history. The second one I was not crazy about because it got a little outlandish, especially with the
psychics?
The psychics, yeah, the sort of...
my brain!
The subterranean, New York remains and all that. That was kind of pushing it. And the ending of that film, I know you didn't see the end of it.
Was another twist ending?
No, it ends with Charlton Heston basically destroying the Earth. And the final scene of the movie is him detonating an atomic bomb, the screen fading out to black, and a narrator, the scariest narrator on record, saying,
"In one of the countless billions of galaxies in the universe lies a medium-sized star, and one of its satellites, a green and insignificant planet, is now dead."
And that's just the end of the film. Roll the credits. So, and yet... Charlton Heston did that so he wouldn't have to be obligated to appear in potential sequels after that. Of course, that didn't stop them from making potential sequels.
Time travel?
Time travel involving Roddy McDowell and I can't think of her name right now. It's Kim Hunter, I want to say. The one who played Zira.
I'm the last person to ever know actor or actress names.
Fair enough. But anyways, the subsequent sequel involves Cornelius and Dr. Zira returning to present-day Earth and starting the revolution of the planet of the apes through their offspring. So, you know, it's sort of like a predestination paradox in a way. You know, they have to go back in time to set the whole thing in motion in the first place. I like movies like that. And that's a nice sci-fi twist. You see that in a lot of subsequent sci-fi films.
Star Trek, for example?
Oh, yes, Star Trek, exactly. Terminator is a good one like that. Back to the Future.
Terminator is all over the time travel.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, Terminator plays by its own rules, definitely. Like, the way you look at Terminator is Kyle Reese goes back in time to ensure the birth of John Connor. But I mean, that's the way it was always supposed to be. There was never any other person who was supposed to be John Connor's father. It was always Kyle Reese, which can't, you know, logically happen, but it does because of the predestination paradox.
Yeah, but if they're sending someone to kill the mother of...
Mm-hmm. Well,
but then they send back a guy to stop that guy.
That's right.
So if they never send Terminator back to kill her, then he'd never come back in time to impregnate her.
Exactly. And more to the point...
the whole situation should never actually exist.
Exactly. And more to the point, if the machines didn't send the Terminator back in time, then Skynet would have never been created because they reverse engineer the remains of the Terminator to create Skynet.
How the shit does that work?
That's the way it was always... That's the way history recorded it. There was no other alternate history. That's the way that it happened, and that's the way that those particular rules work. At least that's the way I've always interpreted it.
I guess if you take time as a non-linear thing... Uh-oh. I don't want to get into it.
I don't know.
Don't know, I've gone cross-eyed.
Alright, let's take a break. When we come back, the big challenge part 2. Stick with us. Welcome back to the Really Big Show. As you can see, I'm sort of in the proverbial hot seat now, as it were, which is handy considering that we're still feeling the effects of that ice bucket challenge from earlier in the show. In fact, we have like a replay of Chris's reaction to that. I just love it. You take it like all on the head like that. It was perfect. So well played. You're a real trooper. That was part 1 of our challenge earlier, doing the ice bucket thing. Now, when we were a radio show. I used to host many games that Chris or some of our guests would partake in. Now the role is a bit reversed. I'm the one who's going to be asked the questions, and Chris is the one who's going to be asking them, obviously, because you're the only other person here in the studio. So to that end, as you know, obviously, and obviously as many people, if you follow my YouTube channel or know me personally, you know I'm a big Trekkie, you know, I'm a giant Star Trek nerd. So, to that end, we have a whole litany here of Star Trek related questions, and we're going to put to the test just how big of a dork I really am. Are you super psyched for this?
I'm super psyched to butcher everything in this, trying to pronounce it.
This could be entertaining one way or the other. So let's give it a shot here. So, the questions are grouped by series, for all the series that there are, plus all the films. So, why don't you go ahead and ask me a question from the original Star Trek series.
Done.
Here we go. Huh. Get out the cheaters here, perhaps.
Oh my god. I'm going blind. Who was Captain James Kirk's older brother?
I believe that would be Sam Kirk. George Samuel Kirk.
There we go.
That's right.
Tell me about Sam. George Samuel Kirk, your brother. Only you call him Sam.
How long was Captain Kirk's first mission of deep space exploration aboard the Starship Enterprise?
It's 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out blah blah blah, etc.
It's 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds.
Yeah. Now we got next generation question.
What led Picard to resign his Starfleet commission?
What led Picard to resign his Starfleet commission?
Yep.
He wanted to lead the insurrection against Starfleet to rescue the Baku.
He found out about a plot to forcibly relocate the Baku.
Well, that's the same thing.
I'm just reading the rules here.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I had to think about that one because I was trying to think back to the episodes, but that's actually from one of the feature films.
What special ability did Anij
Anij?
have which amazed Picard?
She had the ability to slow time down, or alter reality, I guess, is another way of putting it.
Slow time. That's a badass skill.
I'd like to master that
How'd she
skill.
do that?
It's long and convoluted and well beyond our means of explaining in the given time frame.
What did... Oh boy. Gala?
Gala, yeah.
Oh, I got it. Give Quark.
He gave Gala gave Quark his own shuttle, which he named Quark's treasure.
The ship. It's here.
What ship?
The ship. Our ship. My ship. The shuttle Cousin Gala owed me.
Now we got Voyager.
Man, I want to use some glasses.
Uh-oh. I think we've made another interesting revelation here today.
Want to trade? Can I borrow those? Are you nearsighted or farsighted?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That works.
He's got the terrible eyes like I do.
In the episode The Gift, who prevented Steve of 9 from contacting the board?
See, maybe you should take those off because you just called 7 of 9 Steve of 9. What was the question? I'm sorry? I'm going to call her that from now on.
The episode The Gift, who prevented 7 of 9 from contacting the board?
Kess.
I think I can stop her. It's over.
After Spock, body was reborn on the Genesis planet, where did his Katra rejoin his body?
Where did this Katra rejoin his body? Mount Silea on Vulcan.
You must bring them to Mount Silea on Vulcan. Only there can both find peace.
What accounts for Spock's green blood?
What's that? I'm sorry?
What accounts for Spock's green blood?
Copper.
My hemoglobin is based on copper, not iron.
Which actor played Data's creator?
You mean Data's creator?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he said. What actor played Data's creator? It was Brent Spiner, who also played Data.
He played his own creator?
Sure. Plus his own brother.
What a talented man.
That's right. He is multi-talented, that Brent Spiner.
Where was Data built?
Omicron Theta.
Even hesitation.
Our last assignment has taken us into the remote Omicron Theta star system, home of our android crew member, Lieutenant Commander Data.
Where did Damaro go to rally his fellow Cardassians?
Cardassians?
Cardassians? To stand against the Dominion.
Oh boy. There's multiple choices on there, right?
Yes.
What are the multiple choices? Like, I can give an answer, but I'm sure they want a more specific answer.
I'm not even going to give you that opportunity. I want to see you follow your face at least once. Go.
God. I can't. They probably want, like, the name of the planet. And,
yeah, you're sweating, aren't you?
I don't know. Where did Damar go to rally the Cardassians to rise up against the Dominion? I haven't seen that one in a long time. I think it was somewhere on Cardassia Prime. That's just the answer they wanted? Well, I thought they wanted more specific than that. I could have just said Cardassia Prime. Big deal.
You just played it up just to slam dunk it, weren't you?
Boom!
Who killed Damar?
Who killed Damar?
Yeah.
Trying to remember who actually pulled the trigger. I don't think it was anyone in particular. I think he just died in like a Jem'Hadar attack. Is there like a name listed there?
Oh my god, it says the Jem'Hadar. Jesus!
That's right. I was like, I don't remember anyone specifically killing Damar, so.
I think that's probably proof enough that you could school Star Trek.
So, I didn't miss a single one, did I?
Nope.
I don't know if I should feel proud about that or not.
You got a trophy.
Sweet. The little Starship Enterprise.
When was it built?
1964. Oh, you mean, like, the production year, or in the
space year?
Oh boy, like 2245.
I can't verify that, but
Fair
I'll
enough.
word for it.
And while we ponder why exactly I don't have a girlfriend, we will be back in a second. Welcome back. So now that we are a video show, we are able to bring you one of our most popular, beloved, recurring segments, now in beautiful video form with flipping graphics and all things like that. It's time for A Family Feud in Jeopardy! So, for the benefit of those of you out there who have never seen or heard this before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to present Chris here. That's him. That's right. With the results of some legitimate Family Feud surveys, stuff that you would see on the show, except instead of trying to name the most popular answers, he's trying to name the question, which is the whole concept of Jeopardy. You see where we get all this from? Are you ready for this?
I've been ready for weeks.
Oh, it's
months even.
It's been a long time since we played the Feud in Jeopardy, so let's give it a shot.
Hella stoked.
We'll always start off with a nice easy one. Here we go. Survey number 1. The survey says that the number 4 answer is west. The number 3 answer is east. The number 2 answer is south. And the number 1 answer is north.
What are the cardinal directions?
I wish I could give you that. Unfortunately not. The correct answer, name a direction that is up, down, left, and right. What? Good? Maybe you'll do better on the second one.
Alright.
Survey number 2. The survey says the number 4 answer is bathroom. The number 3 answer is living room. The number 2 answer is kitchen. The number 1 answer is bedroom.
Places I have violated the sanctity of.
Well, you're kind of on the right track. Unfortunately, not exactly what we're looking for. Correct answer, name a room in the house where a murder is most likely to happen.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
That's grisly.
Oh.
Here we go again.
Why in the bathroom?
Why in the bathroom?
I guess I murder my bathroom all the time.
I guess it will. That's exactly what we're going for. I was going to say something else, but that is the perfect answer. Survey number 3. The survey says the number 4 answer is overalls. The number 3 answer is coat. The number 2 answer is boots. And the number 1 answer is fire hat.
Equipment of a firefighter.
You're just so close today. Unfortunately, again, not close enough. Correct answer, name something a stripper playing a firefighter would take off. I mean, it's true. There's no denying that.
That is very true.
Yes, exactly. Survey number 4. The survey says, no extra charts there for the visual aid. The survey says the number 4 answer is hates the cold. The number 3 answer is wears a red suit. The number 2 answer is hates parents. And the number 1 answer is hates children.
Santa Claus?
We're going to give you partial credit on that, but not a complete answer. The complete answer is name something that both Santa Claus and Satan have in common. Wait, have you ever seen them in the same place? Like, have you ever seen them, like, separately?
No.
It's possible they're the same man. And finally, survey number 5, our final survey. The number 4 answer is exploding pimples. The number 3 answer is grotesque moles. The number 2 answer is disgusting warts. And the number 1 answer is cold sores.
Witches, what they look like?
Well, no, I'm sorry. The correct answer is name something that we had to have excised from our face when we decided to become a video show. That's how we play A Family Feud in Jeopardy! So I hope you had fun this week. I certainly did too, aside from that part where I threw my back out, and I'll be feeling that for 3 days, but it's alright. Once again, if you'd like to partake in the Ice Bucket Challenge, make a donation. It's www.als.ca/donate for the benefit of those of you in Canada. Yes, slashes are very...
Backslash or forward slash? In viewer perspective, which slash are we doing? I don't know what they see right now.
I think people at home are figuring you're perfecting some form of Tai Chi.
Perfected.
And on that happy thought, we're going to bid you adieu for this particular week. I'm
Chris Cole.
I'm Kyle C. Hay. saying that was amusing. Goodbye, everybody.